Hi there. This is a quick explanation or kind of a tutorial about some of the basics of Google. I am currently using the Google Chrome for my search engine, for my home base for Google. And I'm just going to show you some of the key features that are available to us in the Google Suite and just kind of a few things that are a few kind of good to know items. Like I said, we are a GAFE school, which means we are Google Apps for Education school. So all of our staff and all of our students have Google accounts. And that gives us more storage as a staff member, and it gives us some safety with students. So if you look up, first of all, like I said, I do use Chrome because it gives me a lot of tools up here that I can add into my Google Suite, or things that I can use when I'm using my Google tools. In the top right corner, if you're signed in, you will see your login information. Currently, I'm signed in as I'm a student, just to have an account with not so much stuff. And I can show you a few things. I could switch over to my other accounts if I chose to. The next thing I see up here on the top is immediate access to my Gmail. So you don't have to do any other long type in to get your Gmail. If you go to Google and you log in and you stay logged in, you can always easily access your Gmail just with a quick tap. As long as we're in Google, I want to show you something that a lot of people aren't really familiar with, and that's the incredible power of the search. And that's the same tool is going to be available not only in Gmail, but also in the other Google suites. So in Docs and Sheets and Slides, this tool is pretty cool. So if you ever lose something, it's super easy to find it if you still have it. Even if you've thrown it in the garbage, you could probably still find it. So first of all, a lot of us just search with the search mail button. We type something in and we hope we find it. That doesn't always work. So if you're like me, I've got about 20,000, I think it's 29,000 emails. I keep them all for reference later just in case. But to be able to find something in those 29,000 emails, to make my search easier, I tap down this arrow. And like I said, this arrow for the better search is available in Docs and Slides and Sheets as well. So here I can type things like who it's from, who it's to, subject has a word. So if I know a few of the words even in the Gmail, if I type that in here, I'm going to find my document way easier, my Gmail easier. I can put the size, I can say it has an attachment. If I kind of remember about when it was, when I sent it or when someone sent it to me, I can choose that way. So if you lose an email, try doing it this way. If you remember who it's from, or if it's one you sent, just try searching that way. That's just a couple quick things about email. I'm not going to go too much into email right now. But if we go back I'm going to go back to the main Drive page, or the main Google page. So again, we've got our Gmail. Up here, if you see this waffle, this is the Google Apps waffle. So to get into our Google Suite, I'm just going to tap my waffle, and then I'm going to go to the Drive. And the Drive is basically just your Google storage. And because we are a education site, we have a ton of storage. They allow us to save all of our school stuff into this Google Drive. In Google Drive, you can share you can save documents, you can save your slides, you can upload PDFs, you can upload videos and images and everything else. So it's basically just a great storage spot. A couple of things, I'm just going to open this document up so you can take a good peek at a few things. So like I said, I use Chrome. When you sign in, you'll see your name always up in the corner. You should see the waffle when you are in the main Drive. I'm going to go back to the Drive for just a second. Now, when I go to the Drive, you'll see My Drive. That's obviously my Drive, my storage place. Now, in our district site, I'm going to pop over to my site for a minute. We not only have My Drive, but we have a shared drive. And the shared drive, as soon as it comes up here, is kind of a safe, it basically means it's shared for people within your district. So it's a safe place to save things, and they won't disappear if somebody from the group leaves. Maybe if you share something with somebody else, you put it in their folder, they would own it. So this is a place that you don't lose all of your rights, and you have less chance of losing something. So a shared drive if we look into some shared drives, if someone in the district started this, like we have a 318 staff shared drive, we have a RJEMS staff shared drive, and in here, you can put any materials that you want to be able to access easily without kind of fear of losing. So the difference again, this is your stuff, and then the shared drive is just drives that are shared with people within your district. Now the next one down, shared with me, that can be any folder or any document that someone shares with you. So if you're trying to find something and you know somebody shared something with you, you can search here first. Go back to my I'm a student account again. Now, like I said in the email, the search here is just as kind of incredible when you're trying to find something. I've got a ton of files in here also, and I know people say, gosh, how do I find that again? If you pull down your little arrow, again, you've got all those awesome tools like you had in your Gmail. So you can start by what type of document was it? What type of file was it? Was it a PDF or a document or a presentation? You can start there if you know. If you don't know, you can leave it at any. Do you know who owns it? Are you searching for something that you made, someone that isn't owned by you, or do you remember who shared it with you? If you remember who shared it with you, you can put their name in here and you'll easily find it. Again, you can go with the time. I like this part here has the word. So any word that might be in the document, if you enter that word in here, it will give you every document that has that word or that set of words in there. So this is just a really good way to be able to find something you lost. If you use this search, you'll probably be able to find anything anytime. Let's go back to so a couple other things. Let's go back to here, my notes. So I'm going to go into a document. And before I go in that, in the waffle, you can tap this to be able to start a new file of any type. So if you want to start, if you want to go into Docs or Sheets to start a file in there, you can. If you want to go into your calendar, you can access it all there. If you go to the new in the top left corner, you can go directly to creating one. So if I want to create a doc, I can create a blank document, or I can go from a template. And there's a ton of free templates out there in all of the Google Suites. Sheets has templates, Slides do. If you go into Google Forms, you can see all kinds of sample forms that they have already ready to go. Jamboard is kind of a cool whiteboard that you can share with students, and you can write on it. They can see it, they can access it and write on it as well. So all of these are available to us in the Google Suite. A couple other things I just want to tell you that you might not know about when you're in Google, some features that are really pretty cool about Google. And like I said, I love Google. I love it for a few things, but the share item is probably one of my favorites. It's really easy to share documents that you can work on together, or that you can just let somebody else view, and maybe you don't want them to work on it. So you can share a document with a student that they can only see but not write on, or you can share it where they can actually write on it. So there's several ways to share. You can go to File and Share, and this gives you your sharing tools right here. You can share from the top right corner. Same thing. And again, once you go in here, you can decide who you're going to share it with. You can share it with just people you can share with anyone you email this to, anyone in 318, or are you going to share it with one person at a time? And you can just share it right here with somebody. And then you can decide what rights you give them if you share this with them. Along with share, another feature that I think is really good about all these Google apps or these Google files is that you can download it in a ton of different methods. So you can download this as a Microsoft Word if that's what you really want to use it with. You can download it as a PDF. This is a great way to share a document. It's easily seen by anybody on any device, and it doesn't take a lot of space. This is probably the best universal way to send something to someone to make sure they can open it. I always attach PDFs to things I mail out. Another thing that I think is really good to know about, and this is called version history. And in version history, this is a way to kind of make sure that if something is messed up, you can fix it if you need to. That's why you want to know about this. So if I go into my version history right here, this will show me who made what edits in my app, in my doc. So I can go and see, well, here's what Angie Carlisle did. Here's what she did before that. And if I ever need to restore it, so if for some reason I'm a student messed this up, I could go back to this version and I could restore it if I needed to. The other thing I can do, if I've assigned this to a student, I can see who's doing what. So I can see, oh, look at that. I'm a student did add some things to this. Let's see what Angie Carlisle added. Oh, that's good. She did some work too. So it's a great way to see who's adding what into a document. You can recover something if it's lost. I've had students that accidentally delete a document or deleted a big portion of a document, and the next day they think they can't get it back. But if you go to version history, you should be able to get back anything they've deleted if it was there. So it's kind of a good tool to know about. Another tool is kind of fun to know about. Again, you have all the normal word processing and kind of other tools and docs and slides that you have in other word processors or other things such as Word. If you go to your text, there's a lot of different options. I'm sorry, into your fonts. There's a lot of different options for fonts. But if you want more, you can just tap more fonts, and then you can choose some extra fun ones. So you can just kind of search anything you want to add into your menu, you can. Just check it, and it will add it in for you. So you have extra options of fonts to do. Another thing that's a nice thing about Google is their add-ons. And again, everything I'm showing you is similar in slides. So if you go to add-ons, you can get add-ons, which will be extra things that you can do in Google. For example, if you use Nearpod, you can get the Nearpod add-on put into Google Slides. So I could add any of these options. If I wanted to add a teacher rubric, not sure what exactly that does, but here it shows me. If I like it, I can just go ahead and get this Docs add-on if I want it. Oh, right now this is disabled by the admins. We need to talk to the admin and ask them to open it up for us. If you have a personal account, you can add these things in. Right now, the admin has disabled it so that we're not putting too many crazy things in there that might not be safe. So anyway, Google Add-ons gives you some added features to put in here. Version history is wonderful. If you go back to your Google Drive, within your Drive, you can add folders to be more organized. So you can create folders, you can upload folders from your other devices or from your computer, from your iPad, you can upload things. There's just a lot of really nice things about Google. The more you use it, the more you're gonna enjoy all these features. So play around, have some fun. If you have questions, feel free to email me. Thanks and enjoy.